Hey everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. Part of our beginners series. This is going to be, what is it, episode 19 or 20? Are we at 20? Oh my goodness. Lots of beginners episodes. This one we're going to be talking about specializations. There's a lot to this game mode. It's important, it's critical. So I'm going to cover that a little bit, how you get some things. Maybe the path you want to take, that kind of thing, or how you even think about that. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord link in the description below. Hammer down like buttons, comments, notification bells, subscribe if you'd like. Appreciate you if you do. Try to put out some decent content for the game and hopefully help you along the way. All right, so let's check this out.
WolverThor.
All right, so specializations. That's, you go to heroes, your specialization, and every character has a slightly different, I don't want to call it a tree, but we're going to call it that, right? So you've got all of these different little, but you start here in the middle, right? And you take a path. Now you can see there's different colors. So there's purple, green, red, orange, yellow, and depending on what boss or raid boss you killed, you get mats from those that correspond to these different nodes. So my recommendation one, before I get into that, is when you look at this, it's really all about these main centerpieces. See this little centerpiece, this centerpiece? These are active traits you can get. You can start building an active trait when you get all 5 or 6 rather of the nodes around it built to a its max. You can see some are at 3 of 3. You can see here 5 of 5, 7 of 7. So you build these up with the pieces you have. And now one of the most frustrating and critical parts to understand this is you can fail the buildups. See how this one I come to trade says a 50% success rate? That means once I get enough mats to do this, I have a coin flip basically on whether I'm going to get to the next level or not. And you can see at 9 it goes down to 20%. At 6, there's 50% still. I've got an 8 up here that's a 30%. So when it's at the 10 of 10, it's I'm basically going to get that if I want, right? So these other smaller nodes are similar, but the percentages are much higher. So the idea is that as you work your way around the tree, you find the active traits that you want to build towards. So to me, again, Black Widow, there's a number of decent ones here. You can see I've got a few over here that I'm building up. I came down and looped this way to get these first so that I could kind of get these in. I wanted my crit damage when I'm equipping these two specific, deadly aim type skills. I liked this one where I got some PvP damage increase, whatever. I'm not going to focus on, exactly what I built per this side. You've got to decide for you, how do you play the game? What game modes do you enjoy? And then look at those are at and kind of chart it. I hate to say that, but you kind of want to, put this in something to help plan your path. And then along the way, you build them up. Now, I will say at some point, and you can see me, I've got all of my minor nodes done. All right, I was free to play I was in soft launch. So if you're like, well, how did you get so far? First off, I played soft launch. So I had a 2-month lead on anybody who's starting in global. I'm on the Mega Flight server, so I had a bunch of time there. Now, I also refreshed those raid nodes so that I could get more than 1 run per day. I did the max. I think it was 3 at the time. Now I think it's 2, but it helped me get, all of these things done at this point. So where now I'm to the point where I might not spend my crystals on these to refresh them or those raid tickets. But as I was getting full, I made sure to come over here and fill out every single one because I wanted to make sure every one of these was a little bit of a stat increase. I wanted it. Right, now these traits, that doesn't matter as much, right? So it's, well, let me say they're very important, but the added traits, if I'm never going to use this one, okay, great. And as you can see, I can only equip 4 active traits at a time. Now, the funny thing is, I want to mention this. I just actually realized this the other day, is I wanted to equip a new one. I wanted to do this one, right? So the problem is, if I click this, if I want to unequip something, say I'm sick of doing this one. If I want to unequip that, it actually costs me material, right? So which one would I actually want to unequip here? So say I want to unequip this one. It actually costs me material to do it. And I'm like, you kidding me? Like, now I've got a bunch of these, but I'm like, you know, I joked, I'm surprised there's not a fail rate to unequip, because they're when you get to these 8s and 9s up here, it is so hard to get that to the 10th. It is difficult. So you do want to choose wisely on what you pick. Now, granted, like I said, I mean, it is, you know, it's not a ton of mats. I've got 381. It costs 5, but still, just like, really? Do we need that? Like, come on. It feels a little, I don't know. And I'd actually like loadouts of these so that I could have a PvP one versus a PvE one, but they don't have that in the game yet. So be wise. I mean, the biggest thing here is be smart about, you know, what you do. You know, I mentioned earlier that, you know, you come to the raids, this is where you get them. This is it. You know, so when you come to these, you can see the rewards, right? As you want to get to ultimate as soon as you can, so you can eventually get more of these rewards. Run them daily. You can see these are red. Power. As you go to the other raids, what's this? Illusion, I believe. Creation. I think Loki might be illusion. Then you've got resonance with Kingtron, which, you know, that's kind of a yellow color. And then you've got the illusion with Loki, which is the pink. And then the more orange color, which is fear from anytime you run Fenris. So this is what the raids are about. This is where you get the material from. Again, you want to get to ultimate as soon as you can. Challenge, you got to beat challenge first. Then you're able to beat extreme. Once you beat extreme, then you can do ultimate. Try to get it so that you can get to ultimate as soon as you can. Ask your bigger, stronger friends to run you through the ultimate raids. So if you're like, I can't do ultimate, either ask in global, ask your alliance mates. I know for me, I would gladly run somebody who I knew or even didn't know to run through an ultimate raid to help them get rewards. It's just part of the community aspect of the game. I think it's fun. So definitely hit up global chat for that. Just go in there and go, hey, you click here and go, I am low power and need help in an ultimate raid. Ultimate raid. Anyone carry me? You know, and just see what happens. See what they say. You know, sometimes someone might troll. Who knows? I'm probably going to get some ridiculous answer in here because, you know, I think, or I might not get an answer at all. People know, or some people would know, like, I can go through there, right? But that's the way you kind of do it, right? So just go in there if you're low. Again, specialization, map it out. Think about where you want to go and get those. And think about whether you have PvP, you know, like for this increased critical damage max. This is a great skill for Black Widow if you're at the max, right? And so if you come to the, you know, you want to go find out what the max is, you know, there might be other things. I'm not going to go do that now, at least right this moment. This thing, or do I have close quarters combat skills when I'm using them? All right. Like maybe I want to, maybe this is worthless if I don't do that. That's the type of thing where it matters. You've got to see what skills you might. This one, for example, is actually a really good Black Widow one. Damage dealt to a single target increases that damage. She's mainly a solo target person. She does have a couple AoEs that she can do that are great, but Dimension Duel, stuff like that, that increases that damage a bit. So you just got to go through there and look at them, see what you like. I accidentally clicked a different one. You know, this one, this is kind of it's a lifesaver basically. Anytime she hits you know, a fatal blow, she goes stealth and gets some HP back. Gives me a second life, right? So anyway, you've got to decide whether you're Storm or Iron Man or Captain America or whatever. You've got to go through your tree and find those and map them out. So that's pretty much all I got for the specialization. If there's anything you want me to cover on this that I've missed, that's more of a beginner's level, let me know. You know, the deeper dives are more per character situation. And even those, which I'm going to eventually do and love to do, it's going to depend on your style of gameplay as well. So think that through, know what style of gamer you're going to be. Because even if I do one of these videos that's kind of mapping out what I think you should do, you might not play the same as me, right? So you might have a different dynamic. So understand your character as you're kind of going through here. And all of these little ones, again, you're going to want them all. They're great stat increases. They're going to give you what you want in game, regardless of what type of player you are. They're critical, for the most part, all critical things. I think there's a couple that, you know, ultimate gauge, I like it. Someone else might not need it as much. HP recovery, you can always use it, right? You know what I mean? It's like you can always use it. HP, absolutely. Status effect accuracy, I don't necessarily need as much of that, but I really wanted this, and eventually you just want to fill them all out anyway, right? So that's what I've got on specialization. Again, I hope this has been helpful. If you've got any comments on something you'd like to see further on this, please check out the link in the Discord, link to the Discord in the description below, or leave a comment below. I'm happy to try to help out or potentially do another video if it makes sense for you or anybody else. Here to help, right? So hammer down that like button, click notification bell, subscription button, all that kind of thing. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.